As time has gone on, I have become way more educated, in seizure safety, like what, if I'm conscious, what to do. If I'm unconscious, then please hope that there's someone near me or my future service dog. But, I've learned a lot talking to my doctors about my seizures and everything. But along with that, I've also developed more seizures, more problems during my seizures, more complications. But I've been able to tell when they're coming a lot better. An aura for a seizure means it's like a feeling, something that comes over you, a symptom that happens before you have a seizure. Some seizures, you don't have an aura. It just comes out of the blue. Some you do, and they last like a couple minutes, and it gives you that warning, like, here it's coming, sit on the floor, or, don't go take a shower right now because you're about to have a seizure in 2 minutes, and it's just like the clock just starts ticking, or the timer is on, and it just gives you a warning. It's not gonna make it go away. Auras can differ for everyone, especially what kind of seizures they have. For me, I always get sweaty palms. I start feeling really hot. Again, this depends on the type of seizure. So for some seizures, I will get sweaty, feel really hot. My heart will start racing. Then normally I'll be like, oh boy, and I just like feel like this rush of heat in my body, like all through your veins, like just hotness, and it's really strange. And at that point I'm like, okay, I don't feel right. And then that's when I go lay down wherever I am, the best place. And then when I'm laying down, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I see colors, and they kind of look like butterflies, and it'll be like red colors, and they'll disperse out kind of like fireworks and then fade in, and then it'll be like orange, and then it comes out and it's in, and I just like stare at the colors and they don't go away. Like I'd close my eyes and then like open them back up, and you just see the colors. And then sometimes my mouth starts moving, and then that's like the seizure started, when my mouth starts moving. So when that happens, I know I'm gonna have seizures, so it's like, get ready. Another thing that has happened multiple times, and has happened when I was hospitalized for severe cellulitis in August, was I was feeling perfectly fine, in my version of fine, and all of a sudden I got a really bad headache, and they call that a thunderclap headache when it comes out of the blue, and nauseous. And I was like, why am I so nauseous? My head's killing me. And I was like about to throw up. And then I went into a seizure, and I think I went unconscious. Again, like, how do you remember if you went unconscious or not? It's really hard to remember those details. But that's something that, if that happens, I'm like, okay, this is out of the norm. Seizure most likely going to happen. I live with a constant headache since I was 14, in the back of my head, in the same spot. Like, it hurts right now. It kind of feels like your head just got hit against a brick wall, and it just never goes away. But if all of a sudden it just gets really bad, and it's like someone just came and hit you with like a bowling ball, and it stays that bad, and then I get really nauseous and really dizzy, then that's another aura that I get for a seizure. With atonic seizures, those are also called drop seizures. Literally, if you're standing you drop to the ground because you lose all muscle tone. You can't control your muscles. So unlike tripping, where let's say you fall, you trip and you fall, you're most likely going to try to catch yourself, like grab the floor, grab onto something while you're falling. This, you can't do that because your muscles have no muscle tone. You have no control over them. So you're falling and you can't lift your head off the ground from hitting the floor because you can't hold your head up, and you can't grab the floor because you can't control your arms. So those, I will feel a quick jolt. It's not even an aura because it's not like I have time to go sit down. These don't have auras. I literally feel like there's a jolt of electricity shooting through my body, and then my body gets a quick jerk, sometimes, not all the time, mostly when I have a trigger. Or it'll literally just collapse out of nowhere and I'll fall to the ground, and that's when you can hit your head and get concussions, or, I mean, you could like break your arm or something. Like, I haven't broken my arm, but those are really dangerous because you don't have a warning. And if you're sitting, the same thing would happen. Like, you just lose all muscle control and you just fall over. And sometimes that would happen to me, and I would get up. I would be on the ground for like 5 seconds, and then I would get up and be completely fine and go back like nothing happened. And then sometimes that would trigger another seizure. So my mouth would start going, and then I would start getting an aura. So that can trigger another seizure, or I could be completely fine and go back to doing what I was doing. So those atonic seizures are very unsafe, and a prime reason of why I got my seizure helmet, because you can just fall out of the blue